many national championships have you won?
I have won a total of 7. I think Warren has just passed that on his last victory. I think Warren has now 8. I have the distinction of having won the nationals over 3 decades. My first title coming from 1984, and my last coming in 2003.
Wow.
Yes. I have played and beaten them all and lost some along the way, of course.
So you're in a unique position then to compare the generations of chess players.
I do, and I have been asked numerous times by players that come and go. The latest being, for example, young Shreyas Smith, who constantly asks, who would be like top 5, who's in my top 10, that sort of. So I really don't like comparisons. I would prefer to just list a number of great players, because I just mentioned that I didn't have the privilege of meeting Thomas Figueroa. Of course, we could look at his games and say, well, this was a strong player. And who's to say if Thomas Figueroa was still around today, he could have very well have been Jamaica's first IM or Jamaica's first GM. Sheldon Wong was very strong back in his heyday as well. I'm not sure if it is that he had stopped playing. We all know he had migrated, but who's to say? Thomas Figueroa gone too soon. Yes, he was taken away from us in 1975, I believe. Would have been the same year I think we lost Paul Perez, who I was told was Thomas Figueroa's chess idol. But yes, chess was, I wasn't around, but chess was very much active, and not just locally, but in the, what they used to call the CONCACAF region. And Jamaica usually took part in events which included our fellow Caribbean neighbors, Cuba, along with Trinidad, Guyana, Barbados, Antigua, and Jamaica always seemed to finish second only to Cuba. We were outperforming Barbados, Trinidad, Guyana, all those other nations. So Thomas Figueroa gone too soon. We had a tournament in his honor, the Thomas Figueroa Memorial, and I remember just when I came out to chess in 1981. Yes, there were junior events, and I had already started my name in the junior class, but when it came to the open events, this was where you needed to prove something. And in 1981, the big names at the time would have been none other than Robert Wheeler. He was a player to beat. Dr. Harvey Chandler was still around. He was also a player to beat. And then there was the indomitable Frederick Cameron, there was John Powell, and they were up and coming masters because they were not yet NMs at the time in Orrington, for example. Michael Edric, the Omega man, don't forget him. Lots of players, lots of champions. And 1981 was a year for me. It was, I just started playing my first tournament, and I remember I played in the Thomas Figueroa Memorial tournament, and I beat a number of players, including Patrick Ivan, losing only to the eventual winner, Orrin Thompson, in the last round. But I tied for first. I think Orrin would have beat me in tiebreak. I came back in I also beat Bob Wheeler in that event, who was the highest rated player at the time, rated 2295, just below 2300. In a Sicilian, I had the white pieces. So I was coming into chess, and I was now unable to be recognized